And as if you couldn't shoot yourself in the foot for a second time, IGN France chief editor Erwan Lafleuriel, my new favorite IGN Frenchman, has returned. He has come back with tweets claiming that Stellar Blade is killing women and accuses gamers of becoming too fragile due to being fed the patriarchy. Oh boy. So, let's jump over here really quickly. Actually, no. We need to jump to the comment before this that led to that. So on IGN France, he was responding to comments in the comment section, as translated by our user on X. He was saying, no, hold on, jump back. Here. It's a shame that women also like this character design. Guys who are afraid of hypersexualization as if it were dirty. Long live the Neo-Puritans. Whatever. And he responds, and let's jump over to his response. Yes, no problem. Yes, no problem. Go tell that to the women who are hit, killed, denigrated, or who committed suicide because they cannot live up to the fictional standards expected by men. The problem is not the sexy design itself, except that it sucks compared to others. But hey, that doesn't matter. But the percentage of males who will only want this type of fictional body in reality? Obviously, we understand that this does not shock people who think that women are objects who must obey and be beaten. This design makes us sigh and roll our eyes, and we laugh at anyone who needs it, man or woman, but that's it. The certainty clashing remark in the text, which targets the entire creative process, not necessarily a specific designer or game director. This is obvious to anyone who knows a little French. Only has this impact because of a good portion of gamers have become too fragile due to being fed the patriarchy. These people are fucking insane. Cross the 100%. And I mentioned this before. So let's jump back just a wee bit, shall we? So let's talk about Stellar Blade's design. I have a question for you. What is the difference between Stellar Blade's design of the skin-tight battlesuit and Alita Battle Angel's design of the skin-tight battlesuit? Absolutely nothing. It's a skin-tight suit that literally shows every single bit and piece of the assets of the character that is essentially on screen. So let's jump back a little bit more. Gamers have gone woke. They're over-sexualizing characters in Stellar Blade. Apparently, you were not around 20 years ago for Dead or Alive. Apparently, you weren't around 15 years ago for Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Apparently, you were never around for fucking Lady in Devil May Cry. You hype up and praise Bayonetta as being like this feminist icon when people were literally coming for her neck when the character was first released because they thought that she was over-sexualized and was setting back feminism by about 10 years. The same was said about 2B when 2B came out, which is that, you know, this is a character running around a fucking miniskirt in a post-apocalyptic landscape. For what reason? With her cheeks just essentially out. And you may think that that is an exaggeration of 2B's design and 2B's character. It fucking isn't. I pointed this out before when I showed the 2B Square Enix model that they essentially had for the character. Yes, the character runs around in a miniskirt like the entire time. Sure, there are a few alternative things that you can put on, but the default look for the character is running around in something that when she sits down, her ass sits out exactly like that. But this same guy, this same dude who posted all of this, he basically praised both Bayonetta and 2B as being some type of feminist icon. I have a question for you. So, by this logic, will the ratio be the same for both male characters and female characters in regards to creating a situation that may cause people to harm themselves? Or Is it a general number that's more or less similar to one another that we can actually sit down and start looking at and basically working towards? For instance, how many men, how many people that are overweight or dealing with a thyroid issue, or they have some type of medical issue in some way, shape, or form, look at characters such as Captain America, Wolverine, Cyclops, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, all of these heroes that are bricked up, that are straight diesel, that are cut, that have literally the perfect bodies. How many guys, when they were growing up, saw that unattainable body and physique of their favorite superhero and then went to the gym and killed themselves because they ended up suffering from heart disease or congenital heart failure, or they took steroids in order to achieve that type of body, and that steroids led to other type of health issues that basically crippled or killed them in some way, shape, or form? How many of those guys ended up suffering from mental illness or some level of suicide, where you might have gotten rejected, and at the exact same time, those demons that are inside of your head are telling you that, you know, your body is gross and your body isn't what it should be, and the reason why nobody loves you is because your body's not up to par. How many of those dudes also had to deal with situations like that? Speaking of the fact that you were talking about how this game is literally killing women, are you aware of a magazine that is published by the name of Cosmo? Cosmo is a magazine that has been around for a really, really long fucking time. And they claim to be like, you know, women giving advice to other women. And typically that advice is horrible. Where it's like, are you fat? Then you need to lose weight because you're disgusting and you're fucking ugly. Like old school Cosmo magazines from like women's help magazines from like 10, 15 years ago are predatory. They prey on desperate women with mental health issues that have things going on with them by telling them that they're ugly, then to cover up their ugliness, they need to buy makeup, or they need to buy this, or they need to buy that, or you need to take this diet pill, or you need to drink this fucking type of diet water, stop wearing this type of thing, wear that type of thing, date that type of guy, stay away from this type of person. It's crazy. That's written by women for women. Are we going to be expecting an IGN article that's talking about how, you know, there are some women that prey on the mental health or the faults of other women in order to basically enrich themselves or get ahead in some way, shape, or form? Really? Stellar Blade, a video game. This video game that for whatever reason, like I said before, the editor-in-chief of IGN has decided to hyper fucking fixate on. For whatever reason, you have opted for this to be the game that you want to hyper fixate on, about how this game is literally killing women by giving them unobtainable bodies. I said this before in the last video. Have you played Dragon's Dogma? Because in Dragon's Dogma, I can create a myriad of different body built women in different shapes and forms. Tall, skinny, tall with a dumpy, medium height with a dumpy. I could create Ice Spice, Nicki Minaj. I can create fucking Beyonce. I could create anyone. Any woman that I want. Shit, I can create Viola Davis if I want. Any female that I want to create, I can create and completely manipulate and change those proportions because of how robust the character creator in that game is. Is there a complaint saying that by me and other gamers creating these hot female avatars in Dragon's Dogma 2, that we're in some way, shape, or form creating a negative space that will cause harm to women because we're hypersexualizing them? No. You want to know why? Because that exact same game, I can create a fucking buff got lion dude from oh my god, what is that? Fucking Lion-O. I can create Lion-O from Thundercats. Buff as hell, walking around in a fucking two-piece bathing suit, dick out, in that exact same fucking game with an unobtainable eight-pack body and ripped and broad fucking shoulders, strolling through the fucking highlands of Dragon's Dogma 2. Does that create a hostile environment for men who see this hot lion man and they're like, fuck, I'll never be as buff as this lion dude? Fucking no. Why? Because gamers show up, we play the game, we stop playing, and we keep it fucking moving. But there has been like this strange revelation over the last few months, where a lot of people, gamers included, are starting to look around at these people who work in publications for IGN and Kotaku and Eurogamer and Game Informer, and we're starting to realize that there are a lot of these people are not actual gamers. They're not actual gamers who can sit down, enjoy a fucking game, and move on. They are sensationalists. They are people that they're constantly looking for buzzwords to introduce trigger words to draw traffic to their website so that they can maintain their job. They look for any type of thing, any nugget, anything, any scrape of shit that they can just scoop off the side of the fucking bowl. They're looking for it because they need to generate traffic in order to survive at their job. But at the exact same time, in that same group of people, you're starting to realize that a lot of these people suffer from mental fucking health issues. They're fucking batshit crazy. They're not talking about anything fucking logical. You're talking about a video game character mocapped by an actual fucking woman, created by a studio that hires women, who has a guy who works there married to a woman with two kids, one of them being a fucking daughter. And you're saying that this studio has created a female avatar, a female character that is responsible for the deaths of actual women. That this character is somehow, shape, or form responsible for women getting hit, killed, denigrated, and who commit suicide because they cannot live up to the fictional standards expected by men. What are you talking about? There has been fictional characters since the dawn of fucking time. Elves have literally existed in Tolkien for damn near fucking 80, 60 to 80 years, where they're described as being beautiful and ethereal with glowing fucking hair. Fantasy is fantasy. It's an escapism. It exists for you to escape into. If people are feeling a certain type of way because of fantasy characters, then that is mental illness. I'm extremely sorry to say. If you're comparing yourself to a fucking cyborg woman who lives in a post-apocalyptic fucking universe, that's mental illness. If you think that woman, that fucking cyborg chick in a post-apocalyptic universe is responsible for the reasons why women can't live up to these fictional standards set by men, that's mental illness. Like, there are a lot of sick fucking people on the internet that are just jabbering and talking shit. The worst thing that ever happened to being online and being able to connect with people on this crazy level is the fact that you start to realize that people allow the mask to slip. They allow the mask to slip to make you see behind it, to see just how fucking insane they actually are. Just how crazy the things they believe actually are. And just how fucking stupid a lot of them actually are. And it's nuts to me that I keep calling back to fucking Cat Williams, saying that this was going to be the year of revelations, where a lot of people are getting exposed. And it's amazing every single week. And I'm really trying to stay away from the Sweet Baby Ink shit, because that's a rabbit hole I don't feel like going down. But this just, it, for whatever reason, it refuses to go away. And it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away until the game comes out and people, this is driving up sales, by the way. It's not going to go away until the game comes out. People play the fuck out the game, and then they move on as a collective. And once they move on as a collective, this person will never mention this shit ever again. But he'll still feel this way about the next thing that comes out. I'm fucking tired, man. Game journalism is like this toxic fucking cesspool, and the lifeguards are inmates that escape from a fucking insane asylum who don't make sense in any way, shape, or form. Like, you're just fucking stuck with them. But let me know what you think. Comment down below. Let me know. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.